What's up, guys? I'm glad you're here. This is Brent Attaway. Thanks for being here at our CRMX Cash Clinic, where every week we learn how to make some cash with CRMX. You guys ready to go? I see a few of you live here. Thanks for being here on time. I am actually in a new little background. This is blurred, right? We're in Destin planning our week this week as a CRMX team just for you guys. Yes, we're trying to, not trying, we are very much getting ready for 2024 to crush it, have some new product stuff that we're releasing, some new feature updates, and even an event coming up, some different things we're going to announce, and it's going to be fun. So just for our CRMX clients, we're excited to always be here and serve you. So who do we have live with me today? You guys want to comment? Comment, tell me your name. Remember how StreamYard works if you haven't been here, is it doesn't show me unless you've registered to attend this. It won't show me who it is live on Facebook or wherever you're attending from. I guess you could be on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and StreamYard. Who do I got here with us today? Anybody want to comment? Hey, Robert Kelly. Hey, Robert. Good to have you here. We're going to go over today, as you guys are commenting here, give me a what's up or type in CRMX. Just let me know you're here. Sounds like you guys can hear me good too. But we are going to go over SMS, text message marketing, how to use text message marketing quickly and efficiently, and then some of the nuances, like some of the things you need to know about, the legal stuff that you don't want to break. But most of all, if you're not using text messaging to do sales and marketing, you are missing the boat, my friends. So if you're in CRMX, you know it's not required, but it's something we definitely stress you do, and that is get your own CRMX phone number registered, do the legal registration that's required now, which I'll go over a little bit here in a minute. It's called A2P registration. But we'll go over making sure that, yeah, you get your phone number registered. You know you should have that. You should, and then from there, once it's registered, we're able to do one-off texting, bulk texting, automated texting. So it's called one-to-one messaging. So like back and forth, just conversation like you would with a personal text message. But then you can do some automated messaging and AI messaging, right? So AI can control your conversations, but you still have to do the one thing, which is get your phone number legally registered. And that's required. That's not by us. It's required by law at this point, as of August 1st or September 30th. Let's say September 1st. That is required. So it's been a few months now. If you haven't done that, get it done. That means you're only relying on email and and calling or texting from your personal phone numbers or some Google chat or Google number, which is not efficient and not good to scale or get more sales. Cool. It's not hard to do either. I'll show you guys if you haven't done it yet. What's up, Matt? Mr. Mitchell? Great to have you here. All right, cool. We're gonna open up. I'm gonna share my screen. So if you don't know what CRMX is, guys, I always start by saying, well, go get it and you'll know. I'm putting a banner down at the bottom right now, scrolling. You can go get your free trial right now, okay? Go to CRMX. Here it is, right here. You see it? CRMX.app. Or you can just go to CRMX freetrial.com. That's even easier. So go to our website essentially and start your free trial. You can try everything out and see if it's a good fit for you. One of the things I wanted to announce too, guys, if you're in CRMX or not, we are expanding. As of 2024, we're opening the doors to more niches, if you will. So we've only focused in home services, specifically solar. We've definitely had some customers that have come in and that are not solar companies, I mean, we have several that are not solar companies, like Dirty Dough. They run all their franchise sales out of CRMX. SolarCon, they're not a sales company, they're an events company. They run everything out of CRMX. We have Gratitude Mindset. They're a coaching company and training company. They run out of CRMX. So there's more than just that. We're already doing more than just solar. But what I'm asking you guys is, hey, get the word out there. Let people know that we do more than just solar. We have for all home services and for coaches and consultants. That's anybody who has coaching and courses and they're selling that, and you're selling group coaching or one-on-one coaching or training, and or if you're a marketing consultant and you want to manage your business with a CRM that's built for you, then that is awesome. One of the things as I go into more and more trainings, guys, is many people don't realize this. And sorry, I have kind of the little sniffles today. I'm gonna get a drink. Liquid death, of course. One of you, you guys, if you didn't know, my background is actually started way before solar. So although we've had a solar company and we ran one successfully and grew it and sold it, that was a few years ago. But I'm 43. I didn't start with solar in 2019. I was doing a lot before that. What was that, 39 when I started in solar? What was I doing before that? Well, I had a marketing agency where we built marketing funnels. And guess who we built them for? All their automations and all their funnels and all their cool stuff before CRMX existed. Coaches, consultants, speakers, authors, trainers, course creators. That's who we created them for. So that world I know better than solar. And so it's very easy for me to help you guys win there. So I'm glad you're here. And then home services in general, it seems to be pretty much the same. Of course, the marketing changes. Of course, your target audience changes a little bit. But hey, if you're in roofing, in HVAC, we can help you as well. Cool. There's my ad. Let's get into text messages marketing and let's get going. What's up, Mr. Panda? Solar Appointments. Glad you're here. Saying hi. Let's rock and roll. Here we go. So presenting my screen. You're going to see my screen, and I'm going to go over everything we need to text message. Hold on 1 second here. I'm going to see if I can pull this up as well. Not that one. Okay, cool. Come on. Hit a little refresh. What's up, guys? Whoever's just showing up, state your name in here. Say hi, wave, do something so I know who I'm talking to. All right, here we go. Sandbox account. There it is, found it. Share screen. What's up, Mr. Joe Moose? He's in the house. I'm about to share my screen, guys. Here you go. See it? You should be seeing. Here, let me do something else too. Hold on a second. Stop screen. I'm just going to share a window. Chrome tab. There we go. Boom. Okay, so you guys see my screen. We're talking about text message marketing. Where should you start? Let's talk about it a little bit. So before I go into how to do it in CRMX, let's just go over the basics. One, go Google it, ChatGPT it, whatever. Ask anybody and everyone, what's the best way to get a hold of somebody quickly and get a response and your open rates? A, I want you guys to answer. A, email. B, phone call. C, stop by in person. Or D, text message. Which one would, and actually E, DM, social media DMs. Which one will get a better open rate? Which one will actually, can you get a hold of the most people? So if you got 100 people in all of those mediums being phone, email, text, DMs, which one would have the best open rates? A, B, C, D or E, or is it text messaging? Just give you the answer right now. Text, yes, Joe, of course. So text messaging is going to get it, right? So if that's the case and you're still counting on email, not that you shouldn't do email, by the way, you should use as many mediums as you can to follow up and reach out for initial contact. Just hear me out. If you're not using text messages, one of the primary ways to get a hold of people, you are missing the boat. It's kind of old news to use text message marketing. Okay. The key is why aren't you doing it? And there's several reasons why. One of them is simply you haven't set yourself up to do it. So you don't have an app like CRMX to do it. Now, everyone here, if I'm going to assume you use CRMX, okay? If you're not, that's fine. Let's just assume you are. Well, you don't have that excuse. It does that for you. It automates text messages. It does everything for you. So what I'm trying to say is this: in your sales process, in your lead generation process, you need to implement text message immediately. Let's just get that out of the way. Cool. The stats are staggering, the difference between sales and marketing when it comes to getting open rates and contact rates. I see a lot of phone like call centers do this, and call centers are, depending on what industry you're in, are a hot topic. Like, hey, you can outsource and build a whole call center. Well, guess if you looked at calls as an open rate, like an answer rate is an open, and let alone not getting hung up on right after too, right? That's like an email is an open and then read. Well, a call getting answered and then actually listened to and so on, the rates to get somebody to answer are so low, it's ridiculous. That's why there's these speed dialers that can call, a gajillion people at one time just to go to hold of one. And so, but text messaging on the other hand does something totally different. Now I get it that call centers are cold calling and that's legal. You cannot cold text people from a business phone number. Okay. So you cannot get CRM, any CRM, including CRMX. You can't buy a phone number for your business and register it. And then you can't just blast a bunch of people that you bought a list from anybody. Gone are those days. Those days are long gone. Okay. You do that, you're going to get on the radar eventually to get sued. Maybe, and even if no lawsuit ever came up, here's what will happen. They are now, they know that they can't track all of that. So what they do is just shut your account off. If you get picked up as spamming through text messaging, they know they have ways of picking that up, and they know if you're spamming, they'll just literally shut off your entire account. Okay. Same thing in CRMX. We do the same thing. If you spam anybody, tip, don't do it. Okay. Only text people who you have permission to text. And I don't mean third party permission. I mean they opted in for your offer and they said, yes, you can text me. Okay. Not some list that you bought from an agent leads. That's gone. I used to do that. A legal way, the legal way then was as long as you had certain criteria in place and you could verify that they did opt in and that came from this data and that blah, 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 with an IP address, all this stuff, then in theory, you weren't breaking the law. Okay. Well, now you are. So you need to stop it, please. And I'll show you how to do it the right way and still benefit from text messaging quite a bit. Okay. I wanted to get that out of the way. That's a big question people ask all the time. So if you're coming into CRMX, I want you to see this. When you come in, you have a little thing that you can come in here and buy a phone number. See this? I can say phone number. I can add a number. And I'm going to add a phone number that has all these capabilities to send SMS, MMS, and voice. I don't want a toll-free number. And I want it to be able to do all of these things. So let me just explain this. That means I can send standard text messages. I can send MMS, which most people don't know what MMS is. The easy way to explain it is this is what, anytime you send an image or a video or an attachment in a text message or a link, it turns into an MMS. Okay. Well, if you choose, you want a phone number that you can do those things, send images, send attachments, send links. So you want the phone number to be MMS compatible. Okay. And then voice, which means you can do phone calls. Okay. Good. We on the same page with everybody? All right, cool. And then I'm going to look at a local number here, and that's good. So let's start there. And so what you do, oops, filter. I don't want the toll-free one in this case. I want the phone number, and I'm going to search any part of the number. So I know in Utah, 435 is one of the area codes there. Let's see if I can find one. Okay, there's one right here. Utah 435, because I'm calling in Utah or my business is in Utah. I'm like, yeah, I like this one. I'm going to choose that one, and you proceed to buy it. It's a whole $1.15 a month. Woohoo! So that's it. That's your phone number. You buy your phone number. Okay. From here, it doesn't mean you can even use it yet. Okay. You still need to do this fancy thing that's brand new as of September 1st, let's call it. And it's called A2P. Really, just we'll call it legal. It lets you legally send text messages from your business. It's brand new. It's required by law. And you start this registration process. Please make sure you do this, okay? We have a whole tutorial on this. You can go through it. I'm not going to show you how to do this. Is very boring. But essentially, you have to register your business and verify that you're a real business and that you're not going to spam a bunch of people. And it even verifies like how you're going to do it, like what your brands are, your campaigns, all kinds of different things. You're going to verify it. And then it takes a couple days and it'll verify your phone number and it'll say success or failure. And if it's a failure, you have to try again. You submitted something wrong. That's how strict they are with it, is they want you to it needs to match your business information. Now for our clients, we help you do this, by the way. I'm just letting you know that's required in order to text from your business now. Okay, this is not just a CRMX thing. This is global or national, okay? And in some ways international. Good? All right. So that's A2P. There's the first thing. Now let's pretend we can text. So voila, we can text people. How would I start with text message marketing? There's 3 ways that I'm going to give you now. There's more ways, but I'm going to talk about 3 ways that you should be text message marketing right now. Okay. First is when somebody opts in for your offers that let's pretend you have a free offer on some ads out there that says, get my free guide on how the best ways to, let's say you're a roofing company, free guide reveals, how to know if you need new shingles in 5 minutes or less. Okay, there's your lead magnet is what that's called. It's a guide. And let's say it's like some questions they have to ask, and it shows some pictures inside of the guide. If your shingles look like this, or if you see any of this, you may need to replace your shingles. And then of course the call to action on that guide is what? Call you, right? Or contact us and we'll help you get a free comprehensive blah, 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 right? There's your free lead magnet as a roofer. Well, when they opt in for that, like click on the ad, they ask for the name and email and phone number and say, and we'll give you this guide. And it also says you're giving us permission to contact you. Great. How you use text message marketing is right there when somebody opts in, right at the beginning. So you would automate it. So this is what I would call online leads, initial contacting. Don't call them, text them first and then call afterwards. Okay, so let me just show you what that might look like. Here's how I would automate that. Here's what everybody should be doing. Whether you're using CRMX or not, you should be texting immediately on new online leads. Okay, as long as you're asking or you're giving, they're giving consent. Okay, I gotta make sure and point that out. What's cool, before I even go into this, guys, did you know you can build a whole lead funnel in here? We have templates in here for you. You can just build a whole marketing funnel out of here. You don't need ClickFunnels. You don't need anything like that. You build the marketing funnel here, you're good to go. That marketing funnel has a landing page on it, has a form, they fill it out, and it's right here. This contact shows up right here, and then the contacting starts happening and the automated texting starts happening, okay? So A to Z, it's all here for you. So please understand that. I have a lot of people who are like, oh, I got CRMX and I built my funnel over here. I was like, whoa, why'd you do that? You have a whole funnel builder inside of there. It's easier, it's better, it's streamlined, and the tool is amazing, okay? So if I go to sites and I go to funnels, I just say new funnel, I'll say from templates to give you an idea how simple this is. Let's say let's just say I'm a fitness. Let's say I am a fitness coach and I'm gonna give away this free guide right here. Let's pretend this is a guide. They're not going to book an appointment. They're going to download the guide. I'm just showing you, you can do a whole funnel out of here, okay? And I would build that here. I'm not going to build the entire funnel. I'll show you quickly how easy it is to get text message marketing going start to finish instead of CRMX. It's pretty simple. I always start with templates, guys. Never try to build a blank page. That's really bad. It's easier to work backwards and delete stuff. It's very hard to add. Okay. So I don't even want this menu. I'm good. Just going to get rid of this. I just want download free guide, right? I get that this is not what you would say, but I want to show you how easy it is to do some text message marketing with some kind of lead magnet, right? And let's say this is a picture of your free guide. That's awesome. I don't want the button to say make an appointment. So download now. And when they click this button, a window's going to pop open. See the pop-up settings. And I'm like, oh, I want to add a form. And let's say that's my new, let's pretend this is a form. No, you would not put this log of a form. You would want their name, phone, and email. That's it, okay? But when they fill this out, is the rule. This is how fast you can build, generally build a funnel. I don't even need any of these things down here. I could just delete these sections. I'm like, nah, I don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, right? I'm like, okay, this page is satisfactory. I like it. They're going to opt in for my free guide. I'm going to send Facebook ads to this page. This is fantastic. But how do I start my texting to them? How do I automate this process? Well, you go like this. You go into your automation. You create a workflow, but I'm going to show you one that's already created, okay? And you have a trigger that triggers this whole thing. Now, a trigger means when this happens, then go ahead and do all these actions down below. Well, the trigger was a form got filled out on my landing page, right, on my funnel. So let's just add that real quick. I type in form, submitted. I choose the same fill. I say, well, which form? I say this one. Remember, that's the one I added to the landing page. So anytime someone fills out this form, I'm going to assign it to Bob Marley. He's our sales rep. I can imagine Bob Marley being a sales rep. That'd be awesome. And then it creates an opportunity for him. I'm going to do some administrative work too for myself or for Bob Marley here, so he doesn't have to work so hard to put it in the sales pipeline. It's going to put it in the sales pipeline under new leads for him, so it just shows up in his pipeline. It's going to wait for an appropriate time, and it's going to send what? An email and a text message right out to this person automatically, to this new contact, okay, that filled out the new guide. Now this right here, if you're wondering, this is a little alarm. It's a notification to Bob Marley that got assigned saying you have a new lead. This says new solar lead. You could say any lead, new fitness lead, right? Doesn't matter. And then it'll show the information. That's just a notification. It's already in the CRM as well. It's just to notify them they have a new lead. And the new text message should go out right now. I'll tell you this. Let's just talk about how important immediacy is immediate contact. The difference between somebody who is running ads or doing whatever to get leads, and they fill out a guide and or request for a quote or a proposal or something, and they fill out, or maybe they completed a quiz that tells them exactly what fitness plan they should follow or what diet plan is best for their body type, whatever it is. Let's say they just filled that out. When should you reach out to them? Right now or tomorrow or in 3 hours? Or hey, if you're at dinner right now with your family, reach out afterwards. Or hey, if I'm a sales rep and I'm usually just work 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., but man, somebody just opted in at 6:45, no one's going to contact them, really? No, you should automatically contact them within a reasonable hour, right? And again, wait right up here for an appropriate time window. Now you can program this however you want. I just have a default in here for you for an example, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's going to, if it's between that time, it's going to do this. Now, if it's not, it's going to wait till the next day that's available, or the next day, Sunday through Saturday, it'll just wait until 9 a.m. the next day and send that text message. Okay. But this is the first way I would be doing text message marketing: automatic new lead contacting. Hi, it's Brent, or it's Bob, right? Bob Marley. It's Bob, or let's say we're Sally is the new lead's name. So hi, Sally. This is Bob with Acme Fitness Company. I see you just barely inquired about our unique weight loss program. I'll be calling you in a minute. Is now a good time? Or if it was the free guide in this case, it would say, I see you just grabbed our free guide, and you would create a different script. I have a few tips I could walk you through. You might like to do a hook. I have a few tips I could walk you through anytime. Let me know if you'd like me to give you a call. But it's just a quick, or you can ask different questions. I wouldn't say anything I'm doing right now. I'm going like ad hoc off the hip. Okay. I would create a good script that just leads them gradually down. Hey, I would love to talk to you. Right. So another tip here with SMS marketing. So now I showed you how simple it is to set up a funnel, or more or less, get a form on it, and it automatically sends a text. Do you guys follow so far? We on the same page? Let's just talk about how important it is in the process of what you say and what you shouldn't say in these examples. I want you to think of a dating game. I'm probably the worst example of this, but I like using the worst examples for me. I've been married to my high school sweetheart since I've been dating the same girl since I was 17. I'm 43. It's been a little while since I've ever asked anyone out on a date, right? So, but let's pretend. Let's pretend that I'm a dating expert. If here would be more or less my advice. And it doesn't take a genius to figure this out. Let's say the scenario is I'm at a bar and I'm looking to just get a new connection with somebody that potentially I could even be married to. Okay. So like you got meet at the bar to married. That's the timeline. And how does that look when you meet them? And what do you say the first time you meet them? And how does that relationship build up until you're married? And there's some milestones in between there, right? Like asking on a date, first kiss, first whatever, uh, going on multiple dates, eventually like meeting the parents slash whoever they think is important to them, and then them being even brave enough to introduce you to them, to anybody they like, and then finally you asking to marry them and then getting married. There's a lot of milestones in there, and let's make sure that we relate our customer to this scenario. The customer just opted in, so like meeting them at the bar. They didn't say they even want to talk to you. They don't want to go on a date. They definitely don't want to kiss you yet. And they absolutely don't want you to ask them to marry them. Okay. So, what do you say when you first get an opt in? Do you understand what I'm getting at? If you're the weirdo salesperson that wants to scare everybody away at the bar, you walk up to them and you give them some creepy pickup line and they walk away and say, how most marketing is done. So, the good news for you is you know not to do that now. Okay. The good news for you is with text messaging is to not do that. So what do you say? That's key. I'm not going to go into all the scripts that you could say. I already have a guide that gives you tons of scripts on this. But what I'm planning in your head is, as much as text message marketing is important, that the functionality of it is just as important what you say, especially when you get a new lead. You can be great. You have all the tools in place and you're going to scare everybody away. So at the bar, I could put the best clothes, the best cologne, the one that's proven to get the girl. And you could say the wrong line every time and it won't care what you look like if you have abs showing through your shirt and the best like cologne that just hypnotizes people, and then the stupid words that come out of your mouth ruin it all. Okay. So I need you to understand, most of you are probably doing that in your text messaging. You think they downloaded my free guide. we should get married. At minimum, let's get in bed. Like, no, that's not how this works. You take it one goddamn step at a time. Okay? Like, don't be a weirdo. Okay? Are we following? Good, good. All right. Cool. I'm just checking in here on the chat. Is everybody here with me still? Did I scare anybody away on my dating examples? All right. Cool. So I don't see anything in the chat, guys. So I'm going to assume we're okay to keep moving forward. So the first thing you're going to do is get contacting people inside of your Joe. Haha. I'm glad you're listening, Joe. Thanks. So if you guys see you guys know who Joe is? Joe Moose. Call him Joe Moose because his name's so freaking hard to say when you look at it. It's easy to, or excuse me, to know how it's pronounced if you just look at it. But it's Moosakill. Moosakill, right, Joe? Am I saying it right? Robert Kelly is still here. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. Still here. Good. All right. So now that we're on the same page, everyone should be texting with permission right when you get an online lead or some kind of new lead that you have permission to text. Okay, that's key. You should all have your phone numbers HTTP verified, like legally registered, so you can text from your business. Good, pretty clear, awesome. What's the next way I would start using texting right away if I'm you? I would start doing text follow-up. And then the second or the third one, and I'll just give you the sneak preview now, is text blast, like an email blast or an email broadcast. You can do a text broadcast. I'll show you the ins and outs of how I would do this, kind of the do's and don'ts in a minute here. So let's just address text message follow-up. Cool. So frequency of text message. Anyone want to give me a guess if it's a new online lead? Let's just use the online lead still. The example. They didn't answer to your first text. You didn't get a hold of them at all. When should you text them again? In this case, it's a brand new lead. They just requested a free guide. When should you text them again? Should it be in the next 3 hours, in the next 24 hours, or 3 days later? 3 days, or in the next 3 hours, 24 hours, 3 days later. Which one? Give me a guess, guys. Joe says half a day. What are some other guesses? Robert, you want to give it a guess? And Joe, of course, says an option that I didn't even give. 3 hours, 24 hours, or 3 days. What else, guys? Anybody want to give it a guess? When's the next time you should text them on your follow-up? 4 hours. Thanks, Joe. 4 hours. He paused. It's going to be 3 hours in this case, in this scenario. Okay. So a few hours later, Joe's right. I mean, it could be 4, but wait a few hours. It could be 2 hours. I'm okay with that too. But wait a few hours and follow up one more time. Robert, yep, 3 hours. You guessed it. I think there's a delay here. So what you're wanting to do is that's the first follow-up you want to do. And this is how you'd use text message. I know this is basic, guys, but these are the reasons why people don't use text message. They're like, well, I don't know, like, when should I? Am I texting them too often? I don't know. I've heard you should or shouldn't do this. I'm giving you the answers based off of data, not just my opinion. So a couple hours later, you should text them again. Okay, great. And then the third time that I would text them, and at least have 3 texts, okay, like automated, fully automated until they reply. Fully automated until they reply. And that is this. The first initial one within like 5 minutes, the second one within like, let's say 2 to 4 hours, okay? Whatever you think is appropriate. I think you're gonna win in that range, 2, 3, or 4 hours. And then the following one's just the next day. So about 24 hours after the initial contact, okay? The initial opt-in, I should say. That at minimum do. Now, should you call them? Yes, we're not talking about phone calls. Should you email them? Yes, you're not talking about emails. But those 3 text messages are crucial so that you're in their phone. So the phones start knowing who you are, and it starts suggesting who you are as well. You guys understand that. You see that when somebody's not saved in your phone. So text message marketing, it's important to tell them who you are and what company you're with, because like on an iPhone and an Android, it's going to start recognizing and that teeing that up and suggesting who you are to them. So they're not like, who's this hoodlum just like texting me and I don't even know who they are. They'll ignore it more, right? And so that's key. And you saw in the script here how I showed you that, like, hi, I forgot if we said Sally or Sarah or whatever. This is Bob with this company, right? Like, let them know who you are. Cool. And then from here, you would just continue on contacting them. You can do some really advanced stuff. I'm not going into advanced automations. But this is a little more advanced, where it's like it waits to see if they reply. If they do reply, then wait and confirm to give them a call and do all these other cool things. That's just in the first 5 minutes. Um, what's cool is now you can do automated follow-ups over the next, let's say online leads, the next 4 to 30 days. Here's how frequent I would text them. So here we are. Oh, actually, excuse me. New 72. This is like the first 5 minutes and then the next few days. Okay. Let me show you that one. So I've already texted them twice, by the way, if they didn't reply, just like I suggested that you should. And if they still didn't reply, then the next day I send them a text. And then it waits a day, and actually I would send them a text again. And it waits one more day, and I would send them a text. So this is taking another step forward and doing that. Now, let me back up. Okay, let me listen up carefully. If this was a free guide, I may not do that. If it's somebody who said, I'm inquiring, this is usually how we have this built, is if somebody inquired for your service, like solar, and they want to get a quote or they want to get certain savings that was promised in your ad, then fine. Texting like this is great. Once a day until they reply for the first 3 days minimum. Good? Good. But if there's just a free guide, it's probably moving a little fast in my little dating example, right? Like, it's like you walking up to them at the bar 3 times that night, just be like, or like 3 days in a row or 3 times a night, just like same thing over and over again. They're like, really? And they're actually getting more annoyed of you, and you're not winning. You're making it worse. Your odds are getting worse because you haven't taken the appropriate next step. So what you're wanting to do at this point is, if it was a free guide, I would just text them those first 3 text messages that I suggested. Then I would wait a few days and give them that 4th text message instead of here. I would just change this cadence right here. This one would go out, that's fine. And then I would actually wait 3 days and text them again. And an email goes out with that text just to see if they like email that day for whatever reason instead of a text. And then I would wait another 3 days here, maybe 4 days, and then try again. And each time I'm trying is a different text as well. Hey, it's been a few days since you've requested. Hey, it's been, like, you'll see this message is slightly different, and you'll see that you're trying in different angles, just like you would asking somebody on a date that you're getting rejected. um, the great thing about this is you can test this and see open rates, and you can see delivered, clicked, failed, especially your emails. You have more tracking available in emails. But the point is you can know what's working and what's not working. But I'm giving you the answers now. I would do your initial follow-up, your first week, maybe 10 days of follow-up in a cadence that's appropriate. But text messaging is going to get open more. You're going to get more replies. You'll find out who's ready to have that conversation or take the next step in this marketing game with you down the marketing funnel and sales funnel. Cool? So that's how I would do your follow-up immediately. You can extend that to 30 days. I have a cadence here, at least for solar in this example. And then it depends on your offer, what they opted in for, of what the cadence would be in the first 40 days or 30 days for your text messaging. But hopefully that makes sense. I think it does. I think it's not, you can't necessarily break it if you just don't contact too early or too frequent with text messaging. If it's just like, it depends on the offer, but if it's a guide or they just filled out like a quiz that said revealed, I see some really interesting stuff. Like I just saw a marketing funnel for what was it? Your astrology reading, right? And so it tells you if you're like compatible to be an entrepreneur, and like which astrology signs are best for entrepreneurs. So I'm like filling it out. I'm an entrepreneur, right? And so I'm filling it out. But it was interesting to watch what they're asking. Well, let's say you fill that out. Well, no one, I don't want you to call me after I fill that out. That's weird. Like, I don't need to talk to you about this. I was just taking a quiz, for crying out loud. Even if I gave you permission to call me, I didn't think you were actually going to call me right then and try to sell me a package on a free reading that day or a free whatever. You follow, guys? So just know the cadence, understand human nature. Certainly reach out to them. It's okay to confirm, and hey, we got that you answered our quiz, and then based on human psychology and the thing that they opted in for, take the next logical step. Okay, ask them in a dating game. It's again, I'm sucking at this, but I wouldn't ask them on a date if I just met them at a bar. I would perhaps ask them what their name is. Uh, Ask a different question, and you're gradually getting to know. Like again, I'm horrible at this. Somebody in the dating game is probably laughing at me right now, but it's certainly not ask them on a date. Okay, it's not like, hey, you want to get out of here and go get it on? Like, unless you're just hooking up with the wrong the wrong person that night. Yeah, probably at least for most people for a long-term relationship, that's probably the wrong person. If you're looking for marriage, right? Like I said, the goal was marriage, then it's probably not the right person because they'll say yes to anybody. So like you get where I'm following here. This is how you treat your leads with text messaging. You just want to ask them question that leads them to the next thing of building the relationship. Later, you can then invite them, perhaps if they downloaded a free guide, invite them to a webinar next week, a live webinar that not only shows them how they can check their roof. Remember, I'd use the roof example if it needs to be replaced, but how most homeowners in Texas are able to get their roofs for zero out-of-pocket costs, or this thing, this cool new way of how you can get a roof for zero out-of-pocket costs, and even include solar. I'm just making this up. And now they sign up for your webinar. Now they're like, oh yeah, I'm okay with going on that first date with you. You just gave me something worth going on a date with you for, right? And you see where I'm going with this? You're just guiding them along. Be patient with your new leads. Don't just try to attack them with your text message marketing immediately. Okay, that's how you'll lose people. The reason why I'm going this deep into it, guys, is I've seen a lot of people say, well, Brent said to text, and he gave me the cadence, but they're asking all the wrong questions. They're still scaring people away. So then they're like, oh, it doesn't work. Whatever, like text message marketing doesn't work. No, it does. You're just being an idiot about it. You're not thinking. Okay. Sorry, but that's the truth. Let's just call it how it is. You got to use your brain. You don't just copy and paste what Brent says on a live. Okay. Use your brain. Is that a good thing to say right now based on what they just asked for? Do I just jump in bed with them, or do I just ask them certain questions and lead them along to the next thing? Yeah, just lead them along to the next thing. Cool, guys? All right. Let's see. Any other comments here? I don't see any in here. All right, cool. So last way that I would use text message marketing, I said text blasts or broadcasts. So again, you must have permission to do this, to text people, but watch how easy it is inside of CRMX to do this. I'm going to use what's called a smart list, and I'm going to announce to my customers that there's a new coaching call coming up. So all my coaching clients, a new coaching call tonight, 7 o'clock. Great. Select. And this is just a one-off. Of course, you can automate this, guys, but I'm showing you how easy it is to send a broadcast. Select all, send text, type message, goes, or, hi, or quick reminder. This would put their name here, okay? Oops. Quick reminder, Bob. Let's say it's Bob or whoever's name it is. It's going to put their name here. Quick reminder, we have our CRMX coaching call tonight at 7 p.m. Central. Click here to join us at that time. Let's say I was sending this out, right, like an hour before, boom, and I put the link right here, okay? The join link, you can use like a link shortener if you wanted, like a bit.ly link or something, or you can use our cool automated link feature that like shows you even if they did click the link, it does some cool trigger links or what they're called. I'm going to send them all at once because that's fine. I'm going to enter the action like this is just a bulk action. It says sending text reminder. This is just for my notes later. And I would say send SMS now. That's it. That's how easy. That's how I'd be using text messaging. So that's to send to clients. Let's say you had another smart list that was for promotions and they gave permission. So I have my smart list for promotions, and let's use another one there's on my Facebook leads. Let's say I'm like, cool, I want this text message to go out to them and to remind them about a special promo I'm doing, and then I would do something similar. Bob, special deal on, let's see, what would Joe Moose sell? Ooh, mousse. Hair, our special hair mousse. I don't know how you spell mousse in this case. Mousse. Like that. Our special hair mousse. It's 98.5% off for the next 24 hours. Here's your special link. And the link goes there. Send it or schedule. And this time, let me show you. I'm going to schedule it in the future. I'm going to still add an action description here, but then I say send it tomorrow at 10:50 a.m. And then I would hit send, but it's not going to send it. It's just going to schedule it for that date. And then right when that time hits, all these text messages will go out and sell Joe Moose's special mousse discount. It's 98.5% off in the next 24 hours. All right. So that's how I would be using text message marketing. Here's the do's and don'ts on these text message broadcasts. Okay. Don't do this like a text broadcast to the same list of people. Like if you have multiple lists that you've saved up, like a promo list, don't send a text message with a promo more than once a month. In my opinion, for coaches and consultants, yes. For home services, yes. Probably once a month broadcast, that's okay. If you do twice a month, it better be a special occasion of why you're sending that, and it's okay. But you're going to get more opt-outs is why, and you're going to lose the ability to even text the people because you're annoying them. You're not the welcome guest anymore. You're the annoying pest. And so they'll opt out. They'll try to get you out of their world, right? It's like they're disowning you as a family member. Like they're too annoying. I don't like when they come over. That's what you don't want to be to them. So with text message broadcasts, I wouldn't do a rule of thumb more than once a month. That's plenty. I tend to do it like every other month, maybe quarterly, when it comes to promotions, just promotions. Now, overall though, like if you're a customer, like even with CRMX Cash Clinic, we send one out every week if you opted in for it. So if you wanted a reminder, we're going to give you a reminder, and we give you a link to say, hey, you can click here to stop getting these reminders, right? So we're not the annoying pest. So it depends on what you're sending out and how frequent, but more or less, guys, I would be using text message broadcasts for your promos, and then for your customers as well, like welcoming new customers or sending out updates on coaching calls, or if you're a coach or consultant, and reminders of coaching calls or products that, live events. If you're in home services, you're sending reminders of their appointment they booked with you. You're sending text message automated reminders or broadcasts out for that special promo going on for your new package deal between if you get a new roof, you get solar, or if you get solar, you get a new roof, things like that. Okay. So those are some of the best practices. So if I were to review this in CRMX, here's the summary, guys. Please, and I'll go into some Q&A if there's any questions or comments or insights. be ready to put those in this chat right now and I can answer them, please. So type in your questions now while I review. So overall, here it is. 1, you need the ability to text. You're missing out if you don't. Make sure you get registered and A2P verified, which just means legally get your number registered, okay, with the government essentially. it's it's also required by your carriers as well. So like Verizon and all that, they're the ones actually requiring it as well. It's all packaged together. I don't know all the legalese behind it. It's just required. It's legally required. That's the first step. Just get that out of the way. After that, now you have permission to text. Don't abuse the rules of that. And you only text those people who you're supposed to text, the ones that said, I would like you to text me. Okay. Now with CRMX, it's going to follow all the rules for you when it comes to sending the text. The first text that goes out, it'll let them know that they can opt out. And anybody that replies stop, it'll automatically stop texting them. It won't like keep texting them after that. So you don't have to worry about those things. It's already built in. Okay. But legal wise, you're set. Okay, now that you got that out of the way, 3 ways to use text message. New leads, contact them immediately. Contact them usually about 3 hours later. Contact them the next day if they still haven't responded. And then depending on what they opted in for, you might contact them for a few days in a row or like every few days. So new leads, start using text and contact them. You'll see an immediate uptick in contact rates, which should lead to more appointment or sales appointment booked rates, which leads to more sales, which is what you're looking for. So use text message marketing in your new leads. Second, use it in your automations. Not automations, in your follow-up overall. So like when you're doing your long-term follow-up as well. Third, use it in your broadcasts. Okay. So use it in your email broadcasts. Email broadcasts, SMS broadcasts, and use it sparingly, but use it in a smart way. Like again, you can run promos every month or every other month or so, once a quarter promotions. Don't abuse that. But certainly depending on your audience or the list of people you're texting, you can text them more or less. You start using text message, you're just going to have a better contact rate, more sales, more satisfied customers. You're going to have a better conversation rate happening. And the name of the game in business is always have conversations. And it doesn't mean they have to be over the phone or in person. Just always have conversations happening. And that's one of them is text messaging. So if you keep that going, those conversations open, text messages happening, you're going to get more sales. You're going to have more customers. You're going to have better customers, and you're going to enjoy the game of business altogether. Cool. Let me go back to the chat. Let's see what we got. Hair mousse, I need some. Joe, hair mousse, I need some. Gotcha. What questions do we have? Here we are, Joe. For a national company, so they sell the different area codes. What's the best way to use local area codes when they text out? Is that possible? Yeah, you can choose which phone number it's coming from, Joe. So you can buy multiple numbers inside of CRMX. And so I can say, I'm going to buy one for Utah, Colorado, and Arizona. Those are where our offices are at. But I'll have a list of my Utah customers that I want it to come from my 435 number, a list of my Colorado number, or I'll send it that text message from this phone number, my Colorado number, which I think is 303. I don't know. And then I don't know what Arizona is, but that should answer your question. What other questions do you have, guys? While I'm waiting for questions, if you're watching this recording or live, you can go to CRMX. Hold on a second. Free trial. I'm going to put this thing in here, the little banner for you. I'm going to change this to make it even easier. Not that. This one. This is the one. Right there. Go to crmxfreetrial.com and you can get, see it down at the bottom right here? Scrolling, CRMX free trial. Get your free trial if you don't have CRMX. What other comments do we have? Mr. Will Geist, can you integrate an AI chatbot into the text campaign? Yes, and we didn't talk about that today because it gets complicated. Maybe we could have a whole call on that itself. But yes, absolutely, you can integrate an AI chatbot. It's built in to CRMX. If you guys know what Go High Level is, Will, I know you do. CRMX is built off the backbone of Go High Level, which Go High Level's programmers and all that wonderful stuff, which is why we build off that backbone. It's already programmed in. It's state of the art, nice, clean AI integration. So it's pretty cool. You can integrate it with ChatGPT's integration, so I have full on conversational bots, and you can train it on your content. Will, so like imagine putting in like EcoStella stuff, all your content from your website. It'll learn it all, and then you train the bot, right, to know all your content. And then when people have these conversations and ask it, you're training it, and you can train it just on your content. So it's pretty cool. You can do that for sure. Robert, we get appointments set for us from a third party that's cold calling. Those appointments were not opted in to our text. Any suggestions to get them to opt in? If they're just phone calls, you could a couple ways to do this. This isn't unusual either, but here's how I might think about going about this. This is just top of my head. These people are cold call. Well, Robert, I'm going to assume a few things. You can let me know more details on what information you do have from them, okay? But let's say you do have their phone and their name and their address. Well, you can go and append that information, or you can have the calling company do it for you wherever they're getting their data from, okay? They buy a list from like Jack Burley. So if you can go buy data from Jack Burley, and I think you can just go to his website, jackburley.me. I refer people to him all the time, and it's age leads, or just homeowner data. It doesn't have to be age leads. And you can get homeowner data. Let's say that you got it from him. I want to take it full circle here, Robert, for you. Let's say that's where you bought the list. You gave it to your third party cold calling. What you can take is that list, and you can actually append that list. And I think Jack can even do this, but I always use a service because I've done it with them before. I use a service called datazap.com. Here, I'll show you my screen, okay? Let's see. I'm gonna have to share my other screen. Hold on a second. Stop screen, present. This is good information, by the way. So if you're paying attention and wondering, how do we like legally text people or get permission to text them? You're gonna have to make them an offer that gives you permission, essentially, in a nutshell. But let me just show you a creative way about going about that. Let's just do the entire window, like Chrome. There we go. All right, so you guys should be seeing my Chrome tab here. So if you go to datazap.com, and like if I log in, I'm not going to log in right now. You can do append services, like it's making me do a verification code and stuff, guys. So this append service, that means you can add contact information or demographics or any other data point to your existing list. That means upload the list to DataZap and ask it to find all the other information from them, including I would do emails and phone numbers. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to call, or it doesn't mean you're going to not phone numbers, excuse me, emails and addresses, like mailing addresses, if you don't have their address already, their home address. But any information you're looking for. But I would look specifically for their email. And what I would do with that email is not don't go spam them, but now you have more data points to now upload to Facebook as a custom audience. You can just give that to your ad person or hire an ad person. They'll know what we're talking about. Say, hey, I have all this data. I need you to create a custom audience with this data. They'll create a custom audience, and I would feed them ads. And those ads, I would keep it nice and clean and feed them an offer. And that's how I would start running your ads, is to that data. Because Robert, you're calling them And everybody understands marketing that the more touch points you have from different angles or different marketing channels is what this is called, the better conversion rates you'll have. Well, right now you're just calling them. That's one data point, or not data point, contact point, one channel. Well, why not run some ads at them at the same time? It's kind of like the old door knocking days. And some, I say old, some people still do this. And frankly, if I was still door knocking, I would always do this. But like I would do this for like if you could, and your budget is available. I wouldn't just knock doors. That's kind of like cold calling. Doors is the cold calling of in person. Okay, so knocking doors is cold calling. You guys on the same page? Well, what's another channel that besides knocking doors to those same people? Well, you can put flyers or direct mail in their mailbox, right? And so while I'm knocking the neighborhood, canvassing the neighborhood, I would also make sure direct mail is showing up in their mailbox, because I didn't get a hold of them in person, but I might be able to get a hold of them in their mail. And the more I do that, the better I'm going to get a hold of people and the more leads I'm going to get. Well, that's how I would do this, is I would upload them. This is just a way of putting a flyer in front of them. After you cold call them, or as you're cold calling them, putting a digital flyer on social media in front of them. And if you didn't know, Robert, when you create a custom audience, what it's doing is matching those data points and finding those people. On Facebook, it won't tell you who they are. It's just saying, I found a custom audience. Out of the 10,000 people you uploaded, we found 2,400 of them are on Facebook that matched those data. Would you, here's the custom audience. Now, what ads do you want to run to those people? And so now you're calling and you have ads running in front of them. You're going to have a better chance of getting a hold of them and making an offer. Then I'd get their phone number from that ad. They opt in for some free thing, kind of like we talked about the free roofing, right? The free roofing guide. They get the roofing guide, they put in their phone number. Now text them, please. Hopefully that answers your question. That's just one way I'd go about it. Otherwise, there is no other way to get real permission to text from a phone number like your business number. You have to get them to opt in and request it. You can't even get verbal. Like verbal won't be enough. You have to get them to check a box or sign here or do something that says, yes, you can text me. Cool. All right. Hopefully that helped. Let me stop sharing again. Stop. Boom, boom, boom. Matthew. Robert, I see your comment. Great advice. Thanks, Robert. Hopefully it helps. By the way, Robert, dude, I would do that for all kinds of stuff, man. Like even direct mail campaigns. If you're calling, like just think of all the channels you can contact them with: text message, emails. You can do cold emailing. You can do some pretty cool things. Okay, so just want to say Happy New Year and thanks for always dropping knowledge. 2024, let's get it, dog. Yes, Matt Mitchell, he's the man. He's one of our OGs of our show, Friday Cigar Talk, that I need to bring back online. Just been slammed with the holidays and stuff, so I haven't brought that in. But Matt and I stayed at a Airbnb together at an event, an Apex event, so that was fun. Sweet. You guys go follow Matt. He's awesome. He knows real estate. He knows solar sales, roofing sales. He's a good dude to follow. All right, cool. Also, Will Geist, you guys probably saw Will on here earlier if he's still here, but you guys can go check out some of his stuff. When I say his stuff, his products, he has several ways for solar or just home service. If you're in home services, just check out his stuff. You'll know what I mean. When you get there, just follow him on social media and look at his company. But one of them is called Eco Stella, named after his daughter Stella, and you will find some good information on perhaps how you can use his products inside of your product suite that you offer, solar and anything else. All right, I think that's all the questions. I've answered them all. It's perfect because it's just past the hour. I'm glad you guys were here. Hopefully this was a good start to your text messaging. If you're a CRMX customer, please text your customers in the way that we described tonight. Please do it ethically, but also please do it. Please be a welcome guest to them. Be helpful to them. Make great offers. Reach out to them when they just ask for your great information. Reach out to them and be friendly. Don't be creepy and scare them away. And what you'll find is you're going to have more conversations. You're going to have more positive conversations, and you're going to get more sales and happier customers even after they buy from you. Cool. So that's the goal. Get it done. Start using text message marketing today. Implement it one thing at a time. You don't need to stress out over it. The first step right now is if you don't have your business registration, like the legal registration of your phone number, start there. Okay. Let our team know and reach out to us. We'll help you get it registered. We'll help you get it hooked up because we know how important it is and how valuable text message marketing is. All right. Have a good night, guys.